Yeah, let's go. Yeah, please. What do you got?
Bob,
Why don't you draw it out the other way? Psst. See.
Bob Condotta.
Oh, straight to questions. All right. Jamal, you guys list him as questionable, so there's a chance Jamal Adams plays Sunday. What's his situation?
He worked.
Right
He worked today. He got some work today, so that's a good sign. It's a real good sign.
now? What do you need to see out of him, I guess, to know if he can play Sunday? Or?
There's no time left. We're out of seeing time, so we'll just have to figure it out, see if he's okay, and we'll declare that. You're going to see some guys. We're going right to game time on a number of guys.
Corbin.
Hey, Pete, you've now had a couple weeks of practice to see Damon Harrison. How's he progressing? Is there a chance he plays this weekend?
Without question, he had his best week. He's needed the weeks to get going. This was the best he's looked, and he was really moving around well. So he's working to get himself back in there.
Tim.
So,
hopefully I'll be connected. Hey Pete, with Shaquille, did he clear concussion protocol and it's the hamstring that's keeping him out this week, or is he still in the protocol?
I don't know the answer to that question because I've considered that it's going to be a long shot with the hammy. I don't know the answer to that. Sorry.
So is the hamstrings a longer term concern?
No, not necessarily, but it was not for this week though. It looks like he couldn't make it back because of that. He couldn't practice during the week at all. I'll get the clearance whether the protocol kept him out too. I don't know that answer.
Curtis.
Yeah, Pete, how did your running backs make it through the week? You had Chris Carson listed as questionable here. How is he looking for you, and where's he kind of at in this, in addition to all the other guys?
Yeah, we're going all the way to game time on all three guys, and to see what happens then. We did not practice them this week, and that was just to give them every single day to have a chance to get back. So we'll see them on the field on Sunday.
Jen.
Coach, you said this week is going to be a big week for Stephon Sullivan. Why was that the case, and what did you end up seeing from him?
Just that he's getting really close to being able to be out there. He's remarkably picked up a bunch of stuff in his rush technique and style, and he's done some really good stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. There's a lot depending on who's up and who's down. There's a lot going on this week.
Joe.
Hey, Joe. What are you going to do? Joe, that's you. Nope. Sorry, Joe. We missed a chance at a great question right there.
Greg.
It's the mute thing, Joe. It's still. Sorry.
Sorry. Pete, how much does Damon Harrison look like anything like he looked for Detroit football shape right now?
This week really would have it would make you think that he's ready to come back and play. He's getting there. And the first couple of weeks that wasn't the case. He was just getting back in shape. He's lost some weight. He's looks a lot better moving around. He's on his stuff. He knows what he's doing. He's in it. So I'm really fired up that he's competing to get on the field right now.
And if and when he does debut, is that a basic full rotation, or is he going to be limited?
I got to figure out what a full rotation is.
Well, I mean, is he part of the? Would he get a normal amount of snaps in a rotation, or is he going to be limited and ramped up?
No. If this week or next week he's ready to play, so he would play whatever the game plan allowed him to, and so there would be no play count on him. But he is a situational player, and he does a great job inside tying things up. So when we can get to him, our guys are doing okay in there and battling. We don't have any issues rotation-wise right now, but he's really made a big step forward this week.
Thank you.
Brady.
Pete. Excuse me. What level of apprehension would you have in playing Adams when he hasn't practiced? I mean, he's been out for so long and only got the 1 day of practice.
Yeah, it's a big concern. It's a big concern. That's a lot to ask. He's worked out great, in his conditioning work and all that. The fact that he had to miss a couple days here really kind of threw a wrench in the works for a smooth comeback. So we'll have to see what happens on game time.
And just to clarify, the groin injury, did that have anything to do with like a sports hernia, or was that more
No.
of a traditional?
No, it was not way up there. It was much more so in his leg.
Got it. Thank you.
Chris,
It's a really
Coach,
scientific description of the injury. It's in his leg.
Coach, the Niners are banged up like you guys are, but they played well in the last couple of weeks. I read that they got back to their identity. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe they just executed better in the last 2 weeks. What did you see there?
They have played really well. They've looked really sharp. Their game plan that they put forth for New England offensively really just clicked, and they were able to move the ball well on the ground, and when their throwing game was effective too. They were on it. So when you tie that both the last 2 weeks and a really nice game the week before, they look good. They look very solid. It kind of doesn't look like it matters who's out there. They're playing good football.
Ben,
Pete, how are the DBs doing? The Ryan Neal and Ugo Amadi, are they game time as well?
Yes. Yeah. There's Ugo's going to have to make a pretty good comeback right here. Ryan looks pretty good.
Okay. And then also, Darrell Taylor and Rashad Penny, do you think they'll be able to practice next week?
I don't have that information yet. It doesn't look like it's coming up next week. They're still working really hard, and they're, if you watch them work out, you'd think that they're really close, and so which is what I'm thinking. We haven't talked about next week yet.
Thank you.
Michael Sean,
Hey, Pete, what happened to Benson?
He had an ankle that was sore coming out of the game, and so we just had to take really easy on him this week.
Was he able to practice today?
No, I didn't. No, he wasn't. No, unless I missed it, he wasn't there.
And how did you feel about the snaps Linden played on Sunday night?
Not much to go on, but he's done a nice job. He's been really competitive through camp against the top guys. He's ready to play football.
Thanks.
John,
Yeah, Pete, with all those running backs sitting out this week, I'm sure DJ had a big workload. Just what did you see out of DJ, and how ready is he if he needs to?
He's had an excellent week. He really is. He's right in the middle of the plan, and he's really jacked about the opportunity to carry the load if that would be what happens in this thing. So he had a good week. We did later as the week wore on. I was making sure we were taking care of him. I didn't want to overwork him. He wanted to take every snap, and we didn't let him do that. So, but he's ready to play.
Greg,
Pete, with the illness with Jamal Adams, was it one of those deals with the new protocol that once a guy's sick in any way, he's got to leave the facility, make sure?
That's the initial thing we do is to separate and make sure that we cover everything. He tested throughout and he was fine, but that's the first thing. First reaction is to separate and make sure that we make that move, and then look after him and get him through the testing process, and to ensure that he's okay, which he's fine.
He came back in the building Thursday, or Friday?
Yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
We had him in yesterday afternoon.
Thank you.
Curtis,
Yeah, Pete, 2 weeks of work for DJ Reed for you with Shaq and Ugo a little bit beat up. Is he ready to come up and help you this week?
Yes, he is ready to play. Yeah, he's a exciting football player. He's got great quickness and really good savvy and understanding for the game. That's why when we got him a while back, we were really excited about him being able to jump in. We thought he could play quickly if we give him the opportunity. So if he gets that opportunity, he's ready to roll.
And what has he shown you in the 2 weeks here that he's been able to work?
He's got extraordinary quickness. He really can move, and he's a really bright football player. He understands. He's played nickel, corner, and safety. He understands them well, and that usually lets you know that the guy's a savvy football player if he learns easily and all, and he is that. So he anticipates well. He can really fly, and I expect him, if he gets a chance to play, he's going to be very aggressive in his play.
Bob?
Yeah, similar. Rasheem Green, what were you able to see out of him this week? How is he progressing?
He's ready to go. Yeah, he should be ready to go next week. Yeah, he's not back till next week.
Last question, Masvita.
Hey, Pete, you talked about the 49ers being able to play well regardless of who's in there. They're banged up. I'm just wondering on your side, your team, what is that key to get guys to maximize when they get the opportunity? You guys come in. What does that mean?
I there's a couple of things about that. First off, it's just kind of the general attitude about the program. Guys are where the coaches really work everybody to give them an opportunity to be prepared, so that when the time comes, it's not like you're backtracking and you got to make up for a bunch of lost time. I'm sure their coaches do a really nice job with their rotation and keeping the guys involved and included, so that when the time comes, guys are really close to feeling like they can play, so that they can play with confidence and all. And then there's a kind of a built-in factor in the locker room, the players and their attitude. Our guys really are receptive to guys coming in. They'll draw the guys in. They'll make them feel good and comfortable about fitting in. So they'll feel a lot of support as they make the bid to help out. And then it's good, really good coaching too. It's the guys doing a good job of teaching, so the guys can stay up with it even when they're not getting all the turns and the reps. So I think it's a big combination of things that makes that work. Obviously, they've done a really good job on their end.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, see ya. Happy Halloween.